This is episode number 45, the only gym equipment you need to tone your body. It's time for the summary of this talk. So these are the points that I think are important. For you to be able to tone your body, you need to lift weights. Rock climbing will help you a lot as well because you strengthen your muscles. You're using your muscles a lot. So for you to be able to tone your body, you need to strengthen your muscles, and two ways to do it is lifting weights or climbing. Number 2, most machines in a gym are useless. Remember, fixed machines and cable machines, they use a lot of space, they're expensive, and they're useless. There is more efficient exercises that you can do in a different way. Number 3, to tone your body, you need to learn basic anatomy. It's important that you learn that basic anatomy so you know what exercises you should do and for each big muscle group. And not only you're gonna learn the movement, but also you're gonna learn what exercises you need to replace to have more variety on your program. Number 4, the equipment you need to tone your body is only dumbbells, a squat rack, a bench. That's it. That's the only thing you need to tone your body. And number 5, if you want more variety of exercises, this extra equipment, it's gonna help you. I will add bands, I will add a TRX, and I will add a step and step raises. 2 more things is the Z-bar for curls. You can, besides curls, you can do a lot more exercises with that Z-bar. And the other thing I will add is a wheel for your abs. So that's it. That's the summary of this talk. Please, if you got any good information about this talk, put it as a comment. I would like to see what conclusions you made. And as you probably already know, please help everybody out there, help me by sharing this information, especially with somebody who's going to get an exercise. It's gonna open a exercise space in her or his house to save space and money, so he know what equipment he's gonna use, or somebody who's gonna open a studio to train their clients or family or whoever. And another thing this talk is gonna help that person is by knowing what equipment he or she should be focusing on using when he or she's going to the gym instead of waiting in line for useless machines. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for continuing following us. And as you probably already know, please stay mentally and physically healthy. And I'll be tuning in the next episode. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. When I used to go to the gym, I remember that the machines that were the busiest was the squat rack and the benches. A lot of men used to, I guess it's they still, right? I don't go to the gym anymore, but the men gather in the weight area and the women gather in the cardio machines. And just for you to know, if you want to tone your body, you really need to lift weights. If you're a woman or if you're a man, the cardio is going to help you to lose fat, but it's not going to help you grow muscle. So it's very important that you know that if you want to tone your body, you must lift weights or do rock climbing. That helps a lot as well. But you want to strengthen your muscles. Anyway, in the weight area, it was the dumbbells and it was the squat racks, the busiest one. I remember when I used to go to the gym, I only used most likely those two areas. And the truth is, because most of the machines in the gym are useless. They're there for commodity, they're there for variety, but you don't need as many machines as you think to tone your body. In other words, you don't need a whole gym at your house if you want to set up a gym in your house to tone your body. There is a couple of things that you actually need for you to be able to tone your body. So if you're planning to create a gym at home because you can't go to the gym, or for many reasons, right? It could be because you are a busy mom. It could be because the gym is too far away. It's like 20 or 30 miles away from you. It could be because you're taking care of your grandmother, grandfather. It could be because you simply don't want to go to the gym and you want to do it at home. It's because it's easier for you to stick to your program if you exercise at home. Whatever the reason it is that you want to exercise at home, I'm gonna give you some tips so you get only the equipment that you need to tone your body, not extra stuff. But first of all, before we talk about the equipment, I want you to understand that for you to understand why you need the basic equipment, you need to understand what exercises you need to do. And for you to understand what exercises you need to do, you need to know just basic anatomy about your muscles so you understand what muscles you're working out. For example, if you want a whole body workout, because that's what you want to have a balanced body. You want a toned chest as well. You want a toned back. You want your shoulders. You want your biceps. You want your triceps. You want your glutes. You want your quadriceps, your hamstring, your calves, your core to be toned. You want the whole thing. You need to understand that you need to work all those big muscle groups. Remember, what the chest does, it flexes the shoulder. That means that you're pushing. What the back does, hyperextends the shoulder. That means that you're pulling that, rowing. So for example, push-ups and pull-ups, right? Chest and back. If you want your shoulders, you laterally raise your shoulder. So you are military pressing or lateral raises. If you want to work your biceps, you're curling, you're flexing the elbows against gravity. If you want to work your triceps, you're extending your elbows against gravity. If you want to work your quadriceps, you're flexing your hips or you're extending your knees. Now if you work your hamstring, you need to flex your knee or you need to extend your hips. That's how you're working your legs right there. Your glutes, they do lateral and internal rotation of the hips, but when you're doing squatting, when you're doing lunges, when you're doing Romanian deadlift, when you're doing almost any exercise that doesn't require a fixed machine, you are working your glutes, most likely. So that's an example right there. Of course, you need to work your core. There is many exercises you can do for your core. There is the plank. There is what your core does. It flexes your abs, right? And same time, it stabilizes your core. It rotates. There is many exercises for abs that you can do out there for you to be able to tone your core. So make sure you know the basics movement, because if you know the basic movement of the big muscle groups, then you know what exercises you need to do. For example, push-ups, you don't need anyways, I shouldn't say anyways, but you don't need like a fixated machine to work your chest. You don't have to do on one of those chest presses fixated machines where you need to sit and just push the machine, or a cable machine. You don't need those things. However, they're right there in the gym because they want variety and they want luxury and commodity. For example, one of the things of a cable machine is good because you don't have to carry your weights. You don't, let's say if you want to do chest press instead of, if you're going to do chest press with dumbbells, you need to pick up your weights, you need to sit with them, and then you need to press. And the cable machine, you just need to move some pins, put it on the cables, and then do it standing. So that's a commodity. You don't really need a cable machine, right? The same with the fixated machines. The fixated machine, for example, let's put that aside. The chest press machine that we just talked about that is fixed. And you sit and then you start pressing on that machine. You only work in your chest, maybe your triceps. If you do a push-up, you work in your chest, you work in your triceps, and at the same time you work in your core to stabilize your body, so you get more benefit out of a calisthenic exercise than in a fixated machine. So I want you to understand that you need to know all your muscle groups and what movement they do for you to be able to come up with different exercises with the equipment that I'm going to give you. So now I just touched that there is a couple fixed machines, there's a cable machine that I think are useless. There, yeah, like I said, they have some benefits. They're a commodity because you don't have to carry weights and things like that. You can just move those pins, etc. But they take a lot of space. Of course, if you have a lot of space at home, you're welcome to buy those machines. But once again, I think they are useless. Most gyms have cable machines, have fixated machines where you can isolate your muscles, and like the leg, the leg extension, the leg curls. They have the chest press. They have the pull-ups when you're sitting, and they have all kind of those machines they call fixed machines where you can isolate those muscles. So most of those machines that take most of the space on the gym are useless, including, once again, the cable machine. So I don't think you need any of those machines at your home for you to be able to tone your body. Now let's talk about the cardio. The cardio machines, you're going to find bikes, you're going to have ellipticals, you're going to find treadmills, you're going to find all those cardio machines. Oh yes, you can go running outside, you can go biking outside, you can go hiking outside. So you have that option. So you know you don't need any of those machines in your house. But let's say it's winter, or let's say for any reason you don't want to go outside, you want to do it inside, get a small treadmill at your house. Get a stationary bike, and that's all you need for cardio. So now let's talk about the things that you need for you to be able to tone your body. So the first thing you're going to need are a set of dumbbells. So buy a set of dumbbells. Either buy one of those dumbbells that you can set the weight that you desire. So you click them and you can grab 20s, you have a click, and you can do 30s, you have another click, and 40s. That saves you a lot of space. Those are the best space savers that you are gonna have for dumbbells. Now I don't like those, but that's personal opinion. I think I recommend them. I think those are the best. I like my weights to be ready for me, so I like a whole set of dumbbells from 5s all the way to 100s, 120s I should say, because that's how much I lift. Now if you're a beginner, you don't need that much weight. You probably need from 5 all the way to 50. But get a set of dumbbells. That's one thing. Second thing, you can get a stability ball, or you can get a bench, or you can get both of them, depending on the space that you have. Because you're going to need the bench to lie down or the ball to lie down, do a chest press. So that bench is going to become very useful. The same with the stability ball. You can sit on that bench and do military press. You can sit on the ball, do military press. You can crunch on the ball. There is many exercises that you can do on that bench, on that stability ball. You can get both, or you can do either or. Now the next equipment is a squat rack. Depending on your strength, you don't need a squat rack in the beginning. You can use dumbbells. There is many ways you can squat. You can use squats with dumbbells in front. You can do the goblet squats. You can do lunges. You can do jumping lunges. You can do many things in the beginning. But in the future, if you want to get a very toned body, you really want to need a rack, because you're going to become stronger. You're going to be able to lift a lot of weight with that rack. So you need a bar, of course, with a rack. That's the reason why you get the rack. And you're going to put weight plates on that bar so you can start squatting heavier. You also can do Romanian deadlift, you can do deadlift, you can do bench press, you can do many things with that rack. So a rack, I believe, is very important as well. Now those are the basic things that you need. You need a bench stability ball, the dumbbells, and the squat rack. That's it. That's all you need to tone your body. For example, myself, I got 3 programs that I do in my whole life. I got a whole body workout, I got an upper and lower body workout that I divide during the week, and I have another program that I do 2 muscles a day during the whole week. I can exercise and I can do those programs for years, and I've been doing those programs for 20 years. I don't get bored of the same repetitive program. But if you do get bored, you have another set of equipment that I can give you right now that you may use to give you more variety of exercises that don't take a lot of space as well. So the other thing that you may need for you to do all this exercise is a step raises and steps. So you can do step ups, you can do split squat, you can do low box squat, you can do many other exercises if you add up those steps and step raises. Another thing that you can use are bands. You can do chest press with the bands, you can do rows with the bands, you can do other exercises with the bands. Another thing, of course, when you buy those bands, you need handles. They're called Monster mini bands, and they're very strong. You need to set up, you need to find a wall somewhere when you can set up. Another thing is that the TRX, I believe, is the name of those bands that you can do push-ups and pull-ups once you know how to hang them. I don't use a TRX, I use chains, and I'm gonna give you an example right here what I use. But if you use that, make sure either the TRX or the chains, make sure you set it up correctly and safely. The same with the bands. So those are some extra things that you can add up, so you can add more exercises to your repertory. But like I said, basically you only need at your house is a set of dumbbells. You can buy those dumbbells that you can change the weights in the same dumbbell, or you can buy a whole set of dumbbells. You need a squat rack, you need a bench, and you need a stability ball. Those are the basics. And with that, and you knowing how your body works and changing and finding a lot of exercise, you don't need all the other extra machines that you find in the gym. That's all you need, and that's all we use at Custom Body Fitness, is to help our members tone their body and get really good weight results. And as you know, and probably has been following me for a while, you can see all those before and after. And I'm gonna right now show you, and I have shown you a couple of pictures of how all the things, the equipment that we use in Custom Body Fitness for our members. So that's it. Hope this is very helpful for you if you're setting up a studio, or if you're setting up a weight room or a gym at your house. Thank you so much for continuing with us, and I talk to you later. It's time for the summary of these talks. So these are the points that I think are important. For you to be able to tone your body, you need to lift weights. Climbing, rock climbing will help you a lot as well, because you strengthen your muscles. You're using your muscles a lot. So for you to be able to tone your body, you need to strengthen your muscles, and 2 ways to do it is lifting weights or climbing. Number 2, most machines in a gym are useless. Remember, fixed machines and cable machines, they use a lot of space, they're expensive, and they're useless. There is more efficient exercises that you can do in a different way. Number 3, to tone your body, you need to learn basic anatomy. It's important that you learn the basic anatomy so you know what exercises you should do and for each big muscle group. And not only you're gonna learn the movement, but also you're gonna learn what exercises you need to replace to have more variety on your program. Number 4, the equipment you need to tone your body is only dumbbells, a squat rack, a bench. That's it. That's the only thing you need to tone your body. And number 5, if you want more variety of exercises, this extra equipment, it's gonna help you. I will add bands, I will add a TRX, and I will add a step and step raises. 2 more things is the Z-bar for curls. You can, besides curls, you can do a lot more exercises with that Z-bar. And the other thing I will add is a wheel for your abs. So that's it. That's the summary of this talk. Please, if you got any good information about this talk, put it as a comment. I would like to see what conclusions you made. And as you probably already know, please help everybody out there, help me by sharing this information, especially with somebody who's going to get an exercise. It's gonna open a exercise space in her or his house to save space and money, so he know what equipment he's gonna use, or somebody who's gonna open a studio to train their clients or family or whoever. And another thing this talk is gonna help that person is by knowing what equipment he or she should be focusing on using when he or she's going to the gym instead of waiting in line for useless machines. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for continuing following us. And as you probably already know, please stay mentally and physically healthy. And I'll be tuning in the next episode.